Howdy Howlers, it's Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight, and today I'm going to show you how I do storytelling with tarot. So let's hop right to it. So I use this for character stuff because this is the Mage the Ascension Tarot, 1990 something. I use this for character generation, be it for mage things, which is mostly what I write, or for just stuff in general, just, like general characters. And then this guy I use for actual story things, be it the monkey wrench, be it the backstories, be it plot things, That's this guy. This was 2001. Ta-da! It's very cute. It's probably one of my favorite decks. The illustrations are really cute, so we'll definitely play with that. Let's start with character generation. We'll use this book just a little bit, just so I can walk you through how it's set up. It doesn't have meanings per se, but it has how it applies to a character. So first, I shuffle the heck out of it. Because I work with reversed cards, I like to kind of like swirl them around, which is also how I throw normal cards because I use reversed. And it also gives my client or whatever enough time to like charge the cards with whatever question that they have. I don't feel the need to charge these cards because they're just for storytelling. Okay. Pop these back in. Now I generally do a 3-card spread for this sort of thing. We'll start with the past, the present, and the future. Ooh, interesting. This doesn't use cups and wands and swords and pentacles. It uses dynamism, primordialism, questing, and pattern. Okay. So we've got some pattern, we've got some major arcana, which means these are things that are out of the character's control. And we've got questing. Okay, I'm just deciding this is going to be a male character. The past has to do with celebration, completion, peace, triumph, happiness, festival, achievement, new beginnings, wholeness, initiation, right? If I want to go the mage route, sphere of time, cult of ecstasy, stuff like that. So there's something to celebrate. I don't know what that thing to celebrate is just yet. In the present, karma is a thing. So karma is a wheel, right? Whatever good thing has happened, then next is the other shoe dropping. What we're gonna do is maybe something terrible has to happen, right? So we're gonna flesh this out to see what the celebration is of. We're celebrating nightmares, and we're celebrating valor. Maybe either causing nightmares for another person, or yeah, I think he caused someone else nightmares because he had been betrayed maybe, or had been wronged in some way. He's kind of like sitting on his laurels. Now he's going to pay for that. The other shoe is going to drop, but it's going to put him in this like stasis. He's going to be caught in between this rock and this hard place. He's going to wait for this ship to come in, and it's just not going to come. So he's waiting for something that he wants. So we're gonna go further into this when it comes to his wants and needs and motives. And then we'll start to have an idea of where he's starting at the beginning of the story. Impoverishment. So things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. but the spirituality is going to be there. So that growth that he's not getting at the beginning of the story, he's going to get it at the end. Now, the avenue of the growth is going to have to do with basically, I don't want to say conquering others. But maybe overcoming. There's some kind of, like he thinks he knows the direction in which to go, however, false victory. Got our real victory over whoever this was, which we can do like a whole character thing based on whoever this is. Or maybe this is the motive, but whoever it is we're targeting, you know, that's going to be a beast. We have this idea that he sticks up for himself. He has stuck up for himself in the past. However, he's gone about it the wrong way, and it's gonna put him in this stasis. So we're gonna go into whatever this is. And this is where I bring this out. I had to tape the box back together because it wasn't put together very well. Now, normally I would swish these around too. However, because they're almost square, getting them back into a feasible use is a bit of a pain in the ass. So there's some kind of megalomania happening. Maybe a villain. Maybe he's the villain. We don't know yet. And a journey of some kind. Oh my gosh. There should be a new love interest that pops in. Not pops in, but in long past there was a love interest. Maybe he kind of cut through the bullshit and it didn't go so well. Now, upright, this usually means you can't see the forest through the trees, which I guess I could go with, but I think I'm going to focus your energy or you'll waste it. Be sure you have an objective in mind and that you're not just blowing off steam. So maybe he overreacted for, you know, whatever it is that happened, and maybe there was a loss of balance, there was a loss of hope. There was this, while yeah, there was bullshit to be had, it was very selfish, which isn't always a bad thing. However, we're gonna, you know, deal with that. And a mystery, an intuition, kind of knowing the shadow. So we gotta focus on our goals. There's gonna be some element of danger. And again, there's that false start. Things are out of balance. Practice patience and perseverance. This is the time for some solo work. In your dealings with others, don't distort the facts. So we've had some distortion happening here in the past, and that lack of balance is coming full circle, right? So this is the near future. We've got our long past, our recent past, our near future, and then our future. So we've got like an overbearing mother. We've got someone who's very stagnant in their growth, someone who is isolated. So maybe, yeah, you're handling this stuff alone, but that's a choice that you've made. Maybe people don't want to be around you. Be prepared and aware of the ruler of the game. There's our villain, right? Arrogance creates obstacles. Rid yourself of self-pity and anxiety. Tend to your health. So, in long past, what we've got is a love interest. It didn't go so well. Maybe they weren't a really good match. There was a loss of hope. Maybe it was an abusive relationship. I'm thinking it had more to do on his end than it did hers or his. We haven't decided genders and stuff like that yet, right? And then we've got the recent past, which is probably the end of whatever this relationship was, in that he started thinking more about himself. He started following his intuition. He was cutting through the bullshit and decided to cut his losses and run. The trick with that is that he basically finds himself isolated. Again, he's lost his balance. There's an element of danger happening again. We're thinking it's this megalomaniac, right? Whoever this megalomaniac is, it could be a separate character, it could be an aspect of this character's personality. So we're looking at this as a character arc. I'm just going to look at this as a character arc. And then in the near future, we've got kind of like an overbearing mother, a loss of family. We're isolated again. We're kind of not growing. We're not growing. We're not growing. We're being warned that arrogance is really going to make his life worse. This is like the low point, right? When everybody basically decides that he needs to, handle his stuff alone. Fine. Yep, that's going to be a thing. The self, which is there's this injustice. Either he feels like he has been wronged against. Obviously, that's been a running theme. We've got his friends and family kind of being this grounding point that he's ignoring. We've got, he doesn't always need to be right. He doesn't always need to be like at the top of the mountain. And he's afraid of being at the top of the mountain, being the biggest fish in the pond. The devil is in the details. The ritual shouldn't mean more than the result. So he's gonna, I like where this is going. The way this is basically gonna start is he's going to pay retribution for something that he's done in the past. And then break free, and then kind of get washed away in the details and lose balance again. There's an element of danger, which I think is happening in this journey with the megalomaniac. And then we have that isolation, we have that close-mindedness, the injustice. There's a grounding factor that he's just not tapping into. He's afraid of being the biggest fish in the pond, and there's some kind of like paying attention to all the menial stuff and not paying attention to why you're doing those things. So that is like kind of what's going on in his noggin, right? So there's our backstory. We can also do motives, wants, needs. So I kind of want to mix this up a little bit. The motives, again, we run into that judgment, the other foot dropping, karma being a wheel, and we already dealt with the good stuff, so now we're going to deal with the bad stuff. So he is basically putting the gun in his mouth. His wants is he's crying over spilt milk, basically. He's so busy. There's a city in the background, and there's like a stream, there's a sun setting, but he's not looking at any of that. Delay, conquest, and defeat. So he needs to be knocked off of that mountain, right? He needs to be knocked off his selfish pedestal, So there we go. So we made a guy who's basically drowning in his own hubris. Right? And I'm pretty sure I can make a story out of that. I'm not gonna. So if you wanna, then have at it. You can also, for plot points, for monkey wrenches, for reactions, stuff like that, what you can do is just pull one card, see what the influence is, and essentially apply that to your story. If you liked this video at any point, please hit that like button. If you would like to see what else I share with you guys this month, then please hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to be notified for my streams and whenever I have a video that goes up, please ring that bell, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.